Hi, Wonderfolk! Welcome to December 2017 Ponkology Wrap Up. Month Wrap Up. I don't know what I'm going to call these things. We're back to an old style in an echoey room with a bad camera and bad lighting. What are you going to do? But it's you and me, you know? It's like we're really talking. It's like we're just on Skype or something. The last couple of months have been crazy. And I thought I would do a Ponkology last month for November, and I didn't end up doing that, and so here's the December, November, end of year. It's the 2017 wrap-up Ponkology. There you go. That's what I'll call the video. One of the perks on my new Patreon page is being able to ask questions that will go into these videos every month. The only person that has grabbed that so far is Quila, who is a fantastic Wonderfolk, has been around for a very long time, and has done some amazing things on their own right. For anybody that's not Quila, you can check out the YouTube channel by clicking the link in the description, and I'm particularly fond of a certain typography that's on there. Now, Quila asked a couple of great questions that we'll use to get this thing started. And then, like I said, instead of a yearly thing, this is going to become a monthly thing starting in January. And I'm really excited about that. So here we go. For his November question, Quila asks, what's the story behind a wonky anthem? Did you come up with it and approach Eccentrifuge, or did he ask you to collab? And how was it different from writing and performing your own music? This is an excellent question. I'm very excited to get into this, although I need to preface it by saying that I don't really remember. I have these little flashes of memory of how this thing happened and how it came together. I would love to sit down with Eccentrifuge and try to piece together exactly how it happened, but I will tell you the things that I remember and how it was different from writing my own stuff because it was extremely different. Bright Eyes, a Wonky Anthem, was originally published on YouTube on January 30th, 2013, which means that this was moments before I left to Italy for 2 years. I was at college by myself. All of my friends had already gone on their own missions because we were all at a Mormon university, and that's just what you did. So I'm very young compared to my other friends, so they were all gone, and they had been gone for a long time, and I was still going to school, but I was doing terribly. I wasn't going to any of my classes. I didn't care about anything. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what was going on. I was very confused and sad. I found a lot of solace in the Brony community. I especially found a lot of solace in Background Pony, which I have a printed copy of right here, thanks to Evander and his great work in getting people together that wanted a physical copy of Background Pony. It's beautiful, it's very professionally done, and I'm very excited to have it in my collection for the rest of my life. So thanks, Evander, if you're watching this for whatever reason. So I was lonely, I was at college, and then I was writing music. And I was writing a lot of original music, but also a lot of Brony stuff because of how deeply I was in the Brony community at that time. And I was seeing all of these wonderful, talented musicians make really amazing things, and I wanted to be a part of that. Now, I don't remember exactly how Lookout London and I, that's Eccentrifuge, how we first met. I don't remember if I heard a song of his that I thought was really good and reached out to him, or if he somehow reached out to me. One way or another, we got in contact, and we had a lot of the same passion for the same ideas of what Brony music could be. And so we didn't have any song ideas at first. At first, it was just that we met and that we were like, let's do this. We were dedicated to writing a song, and he was the first one that sent me something. He sent me an idea, and it was the piano, and I'll play it right now. It was the opening piano to what would become a Wonky Anthem. And I think that we had decided, I'm pretty sure that we talked about it a lot. We were on the phone, we did a lot of, there was a lot of back and forth as we were trying to figure out, what is this song going to be? How are we going to make this special? We decided that it was going to be about Derpy, I think. If I remember correctly, I think that we decided that this song was going to be about Derpy because we had heard good Derpy songs, and that was just an emotional part of Brony music, was this sort of niche of Derpy songs. So we had this cute little piano idea that was beautiful and energetic, and immediately I could just hear a melody going on top of it. So the piano's like, and I could just hear once I had a melody, I started to write lyrics, And that came very quickly. Lyrics have always been very easy for me. And I just had this cute little idea and this cute little rhyme scheme and this scene of Derpy getting ready to go on her way, and she's looking at herself in the mirror, and Dinky compliments her on something, and that just, as soon as I saw that scene in my head, the rest just made sense. It just became this story of her going through Ponyville, doing her thing, and bringing joy to everybody in town. And I think that I remember sending him the idea in like a voice memo for the chorus before he wrote the music for the chorus. So he wrote the music for the verse, and I came up with the verse. She looks outside her window at the rising sun. And then I kept going, even when his music and what he sent me stopped, I just kept singing. And then with that, he sent me back the music that he wrote and composed and came up with based on the melody that I made for the chorus. And the guitar comes in, oh, ditsy do, and it like gets more rhythmic, and so because we had that like tennis idea of shooting back and forth these ideas and building on each other's ideas, I think that was a huge part of what makes the song so dynamic and why it has such different parts that still flow together so well, because it is one idea and one coherent thing. Every part of the song leads to the next. But it's so dynamic and different in the way that it, in the instruments that are involved and the rhythms, and even the melody in the chorus changes a lot, but it holds on to what is true and what is important about the song the whole time. And I'm so proud of that song, and I'm really glad that it has gotten the attention that it has and that people like it as much as they do. And I'm glad that you asked about it. To finish up, the last part of your question was, how is it different from writing and performing your own music? It's hugely different because you have that other player. That instead of just bouncing a ball against a wall and trying to come up with everything on my own, I had this whole other person and this other very brilliant, talented musical mind that was coming up with things alongside me. And so that created this very different atmosphere of songwriting, because I would never have come up with the things that he did, and he may never have come up with the things that I did. And so instead of just cramming all of your own ideas together into this new song, there was this sense of excitement and of discovery, not from yourself, but from the other person's point of view. And to me, that was incredibly fun. I've never really done that since, at least not to that extent. I haven't written a song all the way through with another person like that. And it was so much fun, and I hope that he and I get to collaborate again in the future. I really do. I think that we could make some really amazing stuff. He's got a great ear and a great mind for musical ideas. So it was super different. I love writing music on my own, but it was a very valuable experience for me to write with Eccentrifuge, and I'm glad it happened. The other question was about Dungeons and Dragons. So I think somehow I must have talked about it, or you heard about it one way or another, but you asked about my experience with Dungeons and Dragons. I have little to no experience with Dungeons and Dragons. I participated in a campaign that Propmaster did. I don't remember the name of the website, but we went to a website that allowed Dungeons and Dragons to be played with many people and with just a click of a button to roll the dice and stuff like that. It was fascinating to finally experience Dungeons and Dragons because I'd heard a lot about it, and I knew about the different kinds of die, and I knew about the character sheets and the Dungeon Master and the campaign and all this stuff, but I didn't really understand how it all fit together. So it was really, really fun to have a friend as good as Prop sort of guide me through that. Short Skirts and Explosions was in the game, Pilot was in the game, Razgriz was in the game. It was really fun to see a different side of and sort of spend time in a very different way, in an audio and vocal way, with so many people from the community at once that I knew. And some people like Pilot I barely knew. I've heard a lot about, and Skirts talks a lot about him, but I didn't really know his personality. And he was hilarious in that game. To me, he was the highlight. His character was very funny, his bard, and he got a lot of great roles that led to some very funny anecdotes in the game. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And I think it's because of the people I was with. And I'm sure that people that play a lot of Dungeons & Dragons will agree that even though the game itself is a very good idea, having the right people in your party or the right person as the Dungeon Master is the most important. Matters to me, I think, as far as I can tell, that matters the most. I didn't get to play very much just because I had real life responsibilities and things kept coming up on the Sundays that we tried to do it. And that was too bad. It didn't work out. I think I would really, really like to be in a campaign in real life. I'd love to sit down with people and give it a try and play through an entire campaign. I would love to do that. So far I have not. It just seems like every time I have the opportunity to do Dungeons and Dragons, it kind of gets pulled out from under me, and that's too bad. Maybe you and I, Quila, will get to be in a D&D game someday. How does that sound? That would be a lot of fun. Anyway, those are my only questions this month for Dungeons and Dragons. Those are my only questions this month for Ponkology. I'm so excited about what I got done here at the end of 2017. I pumped out, I think, 5 or 6 songs, which I'm really happy about. I'm happy about the covers that I did that were requested by Patreon supporters, and I'm really excited about the original songs that I put out, like Petrified and Alice. I hope that you guys listened to those songs. I hope that you enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments here which ones were your favorite and sort of the genre that you'd like to hear more from. I've got a ton of original songs and all of them are very different, and I don't really know which ones to do next. So it's sort of, if you'll let me know which of the songs that I posted already that you liked, I can kind of use that to go down the path that we'll all be excited about. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for still supporting me after all this time. I'm excited to see what happens in 2018 and all of the songs that I'm going to be putting out. It looks like it'll be about 6 songs a month. 4 to 6 songs a month will be coming out all through this year. So that's exciting and scary, and I think I can do it. I really do, and I'm excited to try. Thanks, Quila, for your questions. Thanks everybody else for watching. If you want to ask questions, hop over to Patreon and select that perk. Let's do this again soon. See you next month. Thank you so much, and goodbye.